Welcome to the Mr. Skin Podcast, your weekly dose of what's new and what's nude in movies, TV, and Hollywood's sexiest stars. Now get ready for your host, the world's foremost authority on celebrity nudity, Mr. Skin.
Legendary Mr. Skin.
Dude, Mr. Skin.
MrSkin.com.
Skin, everybody.
Coast to coast from Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York, it's the Mr. Skin Podcast with your hosts, Mr. Skin and Andrea Lowell. We want to hear from you. Call the show and leave us a voicemail at 484-SKIN-POD. Find all things Mr. Skin Podcast online at MrSkinPodcast.com.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Mr. Skin Podcast, sponsored by Streamate.com, the global leader in live streaming, with the hottest adult stars and amateurs broadcasting live directly from their bedroom to yours. Streamate creates a totally unique and intimate experience where you get to direct the show however you want. With an endless variety of performers, you're sure to find your perfect match on Streamate.com. The question is, are you ready? Hey, Mr. Skin, what's going on?
Hey, Andrea. Always ready. But then again, there's so much nudity these days. I even if I wasn't ready, I have to be ready. So
you have no choice but to be ready, is what you're saying.
There's no choice anymore. How's everything going in California?
You know, everything is going great out here. It's so weird because, I mean, not to do like small talk about the weather, but it's like it doesn't even feel like it's this time of year. And
so global warming's been good for you out there?
Yeah. It's been great. Like, you know, it was last night I'm wearing flip-flops at like 9 p.m. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It's November.
Yeah.
Like,
why? What should it, where you grew up, like this time of year, what would the temperature usually be in a normal year?
You know, 65, 70.
Okay. You get a little chilly.
Get a little chilly, but at night it should get like 63, you know?
Yeah. Or 69 at your place, yes.
Always yes. 69 at my place. But, you know, when your body's acclimated to, you know, warm weather, 63 is real cold.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Like Arizona, my parents live in Arizona, and you know they just cold weather now freaks them out. You know, it's just different.
Yeah. I don't know how to deal. I will say I do like wearing the sexy, I call them fuck me boots. You know, like the above the knee, really tight leather. Like I like that look, so I'm really happy when it's this time of year. But
because you could wear them, you can't wear them when it's 90 degrees. You'd have sweaty boots. Yeah, you're the only person that has fuck me flip flops.
That's right, baby. Yeah. Oh my God, I love that. I might have to steal that.
No, well, that's good. Well, warm up because I have a lot of television and a little movie stuff to talk about today. And, you know, this is Thanksgiving week. What does an Andrea do for Thanksgiving?
You know, I keep it traditional. I go over to my family's house. You know, I'm responsible for a lot of the food, so I'm going to be very, very busy creating delicious things in the kitchen. Oh my God, I've spent so much money on ingredients. I'm like, no wonder my mom doesn't want to do this.
Right.
anymore.
Well, there's no. You do not eat buzzard, right? So what would you eat on Thanksgiving? Like, what do you get excited for?
My family, you know, they eat all the meats and stuff still, so I engage in their diet, but I don't really eat that. But I'm responsible for all the sides. So I'm doing, you know, the traditional like sweet potato casserole, but instead of using like, you know, regular sugar, I'm going to use lots of dates and maple syrup and other stuff just to make it a little healthier. But I'm making probably 6 different sides and 2 desserts. I'm going to be making a raw pecan pie and a raw key lime cheesecake.
Oh, wow. Raw cheesecake. That sounds wonderful.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah, no, that's
just like
fine.
Anal, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, yes. Yeah, you like everything raw, right? Yeah.
That's right, baby.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, have a great Thanksgiving. But
thanks, you too.
Until then, I have Spanksgiving here because I have a lot of stuff to get to. So, let me start with. Well, first of all, I should mention Shameless. They're 0 for 3. Can you believe that they've had 3 episodes this season? Now, I think I told you last week they've been renewed for a 9th season. So,
nice.
That's good. But I mean, there has been no nude scenes in the first 3 episodes, and Emmy Rossum's been in her underwear, but not even like a William H. Macy ass shot or anything. There's been nothing, and I'm not saying I'm nervous, because in the end, it's a marathon, not a race, but I'm confident there'll be some great nudity, but it just hasn't happened in the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, I was actually disappointed last night. The closest thing we got to anything sexy at all was when Kevin gave what's her name, Emmy's character Fiona, like a breast exam over her shirt, though.
I know, over the shirt. What's up
I
with
will
that?
say, I think they were hinting at the show preview that Svetlana will be back, right?
Yeah.
So with Svetlana coming back, they were in the threesome marriage. I feel like there might be some sexy threesome play coming up. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my prognostication.
I guarantee you we'll be talking about Shameless at some point.
We have to.
Yeah,
they can't go a whole season without it. I mean, that would be foolish.
No. But it was just an interesting thing. I do my radio shows Monday morning. I do a bunch of shows, and I always update all the Sunday stuff, and it's like, guys, sorry to report, no nudity yet from Shameless. So that's actually news in itself. But there is a show that's been spectacular in its second season on the Stars Network. It airs Friday nights. It's called The Girlfriend Experience. And I was saying to you last week, if I had to choose right now, the best 2017 television show, the best one's The Deuce, in my opinion, just top to bottom to top, had the best nudity of any television show. But right now, The Girlfriend Experience is creeping up the list. There's 6 episodes in. Even though it's only been out for 3 weeks, they do 2 episodes per week, and there's a couple different storylines going on with The Girlfriend Experience. But Angie, I'm gonna be interested to see what you think about this. So last night, the storyline with Louisa Krauss, the kind of like redheadish call girl, her and Anna Friel are up to something. Anna Friel's I think she's a Republican fundraiser, if I remember correctly, but Louisa Krauss has probably been the most naked on the show, and so she was with multiple clients in this. Now this was episode 5, because there were 2 episodes. This is episode 5, the first one from last night. She had a great topless shot riding a guy in bed. Very enthusiastic. And then there was one just standing there completely nude that was hot. But also the big news at our office this morning was, so she's blowing this guy, her client.
Yeah.
And he is filming it on his phone, so it's kind of an over his shoulder, and you could see the phone.
I hope she charged extra for that.
I know, it's a POV shot in the business, Andrea. But
yes, we know. Point of view.
Okay, so here's the thing. Right away, some people on radio shows and stuff were asking me, was that real penis? But our people here at the Skin offices are pretty confident that was prosthetic. It's just the way they shot it, the way she's holding it, the way it looks, even though you're seeing it in the phone, you're seeing what he's seeing in the phone. We're 99.9% sure that's a prosthetic. So we that's what we're going with, but it's still a really hot scene. It's so close to what we never thought we'd see on TV shows anyway. So it's even though it's not his real cock, it's still really cool that she's blowing him. It's a sexy scene, but it's not his real penis.
I have a couple of theories on the dick. I think, like your staff, I think it's fake. Or
did you say my staff and dick at the same time? Yeah.
Your staff is not fake.
Right.
Mrs. Skin would assure that's very not fake. But the length of the tip of the dick is so long on this prosthetic of sorts that I think it is, that I feel like it might even be like a dick cover. Like maybe she is sucking his dick with something over it.
Well,
does that make sense?
The reason, and listen, we're,
and I'm just
like I said, we're 99 point whatever sure it's not, but you got to figure that's exactly what she'd look like with a dick in her mouth. So that's what makes it hot.
Absolutely, and it is, and it's skin color. Yeah, it's amazing. No, you're totally right.
Yeah.
I'm actually shocked that this is on TV.
I know.
Shocked, even fake or not, because it looks so real. It's not like she's sucking like a glass dildo. That's obviously not a dick. This is like something that is absolutely dick-like. Might even be a dick for all we know, but we think it's not.
Right. Yeah, it's just hot, and they show from different angles where now they don't show his penis in different angles, but you can see her head's in his lap. She's enjoying it. She's beautiful. This is Louisa Krauss we're talking about, and then to top it off, her and Anna Frail, who by the way had a really nice lesbian scene last week. This week just have a really hot kiss, but I'm digging the Anna Frail like Republican businesswoman / hooking up with the call. I'm just digging that whole thing. So anyway, Girlfriend Experience is off to a great start, and definitely one of the best right now in my top 5 TV series for nudity. Without question, I'm really digging it.
Oh, me too. I mean, this is incredible.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's beautifully filmed too. It's what I love about that show. So anyway, then I wanted to get to Smilf because there wasn't a nude scene, but anyone who listens to this podcast in the last couple of weeks knows that I'm a Frankie Shaw fan who was Rami Malek's girlfriend in Mr. Robot the first season, but now has her own show, and it's a show that, number one, she's hot. Number two, she stars and is already in the first 2 episodes did 2 really good nude scenes and funny, and it's looking like they're definitely going to push the envelope on this show. But one thing though, it was cool, and I just want your opinion of this. But anyway, just the backstory here. So she's a single mom, Smilf, a single mom I'd like to bang, and she is trying to make money any way she can. She's trying to raise a kid. She's all alone, this and that. So in this 3rd episode, I can't remember, the guys were describing this. I don't know for sure if it's a close friend, but a friend of hers is excelling in the cam girl business, which you and I have gotten to know pretty well with StreamMate. So maybe this girl works for StreamMate, but she's doing really well. And
I'm about to be working for StreamMate pretty soon.
I know. When you see the money these girls make, holy jeez. But so she's trying to figure it out. So she's practicing like her camming look and what she do. But I guess that these guys like when girls sit on balloons and squish them, like it's a weird fetish, as I understand it. So she's in her little panties sitting on these balloons, squishing them. But now this isn't a nude scene, but it's the fact that they let the camera go there. So it's almost like she's wearing a thong in the front, like it's bunched up, and she's trying to squish this balloon. And she's wearing her like green tube socks. It's just weirdly sexy to see the star of the show trying to squish a balloon in little panties with it riding up the front. To me, I thought it was really hot. I just wanted to get your opinion. It's just crazy.
I completely
and do you know anything
agree
about this balloon sitting shit that I don't understand why guys like it? So
yeah, the popping fetish is alive and well. I've actually done it a couple times.
Really?
Not like personally.
But you did it at the circus.
I've done it like on TV before,
Okay, that's weird.
It kind of it hurts a little bit, because there's a balloon popping on your ass.
Yeah.
But this scene is super hot because she's clearly trying to go for that like almost like schoolgirl look, but a little athletic with those green socks you talked about, and the sheer lace turquoise thong that you can see, her ass coming out the bottom. And I love the fact that it's sheer because either she's wearing, some sort of a, what is that pussy protector called that we came up with? Or
what do we call that? The
snatch patch?
The snatch patch, yeah. Yeah.
Either she's wearing a snatch patch or she's completely waxed or shaved or lasered. Because
it's like an 80s gym class look. It's kind of cool, Yeah,
it's super. I like this because it's unexpected. You're right. It's a crotch shot. It's an angle we shouldn't be seeing, and it's really cool, even though it's not nude. So I'm with you. I think Frankie Shaw is wonderful, and I cannot wait to see where Smilf goes because we know Showtime is pretty fearless when it comes to stuff. So we'll see how fearless Frankie Shaw gets
Yeah,
as
but
the season progresses.
that balloon popping thing is an interesting.
Ouchie! I would say don't try it unless you like loud banging noises and you like the snap of rubber on your skin.
Yeah, it's rough stuff.
Yeah, I'm like not really a fan of it, but I've done it.
Yeah, pop to it. So yeah. Anyway, but so another thing that was causing ripples through the content department last week. This was big news. Is that Punisher. The guy's name again? Bernthal. He was just on Howard Stern. Really.
Okay.
What the heck's John Bernthal?
Okay.
He's been on Walking Dead, Wolf of Wall Street, all this other stuff. But he's a star of this Netflix series, The Punisher, and he plays like what do you call it? Like I guess he'd be like his family gets murdered. He's a Marine vet, and he becomes a vigilante. So that's the backstory. Nice. But it's a Marvel series, and what was blew us away because it's a Marvel series. Netflix released the whole season last week, and we were going through it. And in the 5th episode, the girl that plays Dinah, Amber Rose Riva, is having a sex scene with John Bernthal's buddy Ben Barnes, and she shows butt. And I know a lot of the shows from Marvel obviously have none, but this was kind of cool to see a Marvel series with nudity, and it's a pretty nice scene. She's riding him, and you see her butt, and it was just kind of shocking from a Marvel series, but very, very hot stuff.
Super, super duper hot. Her ass is incredible. I'm a little perplexed by the bandage around her titties.
Yeah, I don't know the backstory there. Yeah.
We don't know the backstory, but I mean, is it a shadow, or when they're kind of standing up against the wall starting to make out, she's peeling her clothes off, or is there a nip slip going on out of that bandage?
Well,
am I tripping, or is it a shadow?
It's more shadow.
Or is it a nipple?
Yeah, because I don't know why she's wearing that white.
I mean,
is it a band? Gauze. Is that a band? Yeah, it's like titty gauze.
It looks like it's. I mean, that would be a very ugly piece of lingerie, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on.
Unless people are into that zombie look.
Yeah, no. Listen,
she's hot though. She could be wearing a body cast, and it would be an A+ scene.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
But it was. And I know the Punisher movies are rated R and stuff, but we were just kind of surprised that this came out and had the nude scene. So so her name is Amber Rose Riva. I don't really know.
She's gorgeous.
What you would know her from, but obviously if she's in the Punisher and she's a regular cast member, people know her. She plays Dinah on the show. So that happened. That was the extent of the nudity. She had some underwear scenes, and I think it was the 8th episode, but it was the 5th episode where she got naked. So yeah, that was breaking nudes last week at MrSkin.com.
Now it's time for our Cam Girl Spotlight of the Week, sponsored by Streamate, the largest live cam platform online. Today we're joined by the gorgeous, with one of the best asses I've ever seen, Olivia Blaze. How are you, love?
I'm doing good.
It's
that's
so
funny.
nice.
You said this is your first interview, so that's cool. We're her first.
I love. You know, I can say I'm the first of a few people, actually. So, just add one more to the list.
Under the belt.
So how long have you been with Streamate?
I've been with Streamate for 6 years now.
Damn, girl. That's awesome. That's fantastic. Now, I know you're into role playing and all this other stuff. What's your favorite thing to do on camera?
I would have to say my favorite thing to do right now is twerking. And you mentioned my butt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody loves for me to twerk. Just turn the music up and just start bouncing the butt. They love it.
Yeah, because I'm sure like what you do or what you like to do kind of always shifts and evolves and kind of goes in waves, because I'm sure you might get bored with something and then something else comes up. So now it's kind of the era of the Olivia Blaze twerk.
Right. That's where we are right now.
Well, I absolutely love that. Oh, man. You ever get any strange requests from fans? I'm sure you do.
I do. I would have to say my strangest request was a guy asked me if I could just sit in a show and watch him bang a turkey.
Skin?
real
Whoa, okay, I think we just got
turkey.
our craziest request in the history of our show.
Okay,
do you think that'll ever be beat?
No. Was the turkey raw or was it
No,
baked?
that's what I asked too. I was like, is it going to be raw or like how's this going to work? He's like, no, it's cooked. It's been cooling down. It's nice and warm. And I was like, oh my gosh, let's do this.
Oh!
Wow. Did he bang the stuffing out of it?
Oh my gosh, he really did. He really did. It was the most entertaining show I've ever done. I'll have to
That's
say.
unbelievable.
That's fucking nuts. And did he tip you? Like, did you get a fat tip from watching him bang a turkey?
He tipped me after the show, yes. He said, I love how you were so open to it. And I was just like, hey, whatever floats your boat, let's do it.
God.
Now, did he come on the turkey's breast or was it an internal combustion?
It was
Thighs.
an internal combustion.
That's
Let me
wild.
See a little bit of it oozing out.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus.
That's crazy. So clearly you've been a cam star for 6 years now. You're loving it. You're not going anywhere. Tell me how being a cam star, specifically for Stream 8, has kind of changed your life.
I would have to say it's pretty much given me like my own kind of sort of TV show, I would say. I always call it the Olivia Blaze show.
That's
where
cool.
I can just create whatever, whether it's my hair, change my hair, my clothes, my shows, the contests that I do, the era of twerking to role playing. Like I can just do anything that I want and express myself however, and it's amazing to me.
That's fantastic. Do you have any like specific outfits that you feel really sexy in? Like I know me, I love wearing, really seductive, like black lace, sheer garter belts, like the whole nine. What makes you feel the sexiest when you're on camera?
I would have to say like a really sexy corset with some booty shorts and like the fishnets. But even though that makes me feel sexy, like I noticed that guys prefer me to be in like something really simple, like whether it's just a t-shirt and like shorts or something like anything simple, not too sexy. That's really weird.
Skin,
but it's the complete opposite of me.
Wouldn't you say guys like a girl in just like a t-shirt or a guy's shirt even?
Like a tight, sexy t-shirt and panties to me is as sexy as it gets. I mean, don't get me wrong. Black thigh highs, high heels. I love all that stuff. But just a t-shirt and panties, I'm fine.
It's so funny. Guys are so easy. Guys are so easy to please.
Yeah.
So what do you have coming?
Complicated.
I know we
right.
always do, but hey, we can admit that. So what do you have coming up? Any special shows planned? Anything we can give our listeners a kind of a preview for, or a teaser for?
I am planning to give out some photos around Thanksgiving time as like thank you for all of my customers. I'll be doing that. And then for December, I'll have a Christmas raffle. My Halloween raffle was very successful. And during those, I lower my prices for the winners.
Seriously cool. Well, Olivia, I want to thank you, and I want to give a big thanks again to our sponsor, StreamMate. And guys, go to Olivia's page, get up on those raffles, and let's see some twerking. Head over to StreamMate where you can interact with Olivia and thousands of other sexy cam stars, because it's StreamMate, man. Serious fucking business. All right, Olivia, great chatting with you, and we wish you the best.
Thank you.
Couple other TV shows I wanted to mention. Strike Back, which it blew me away because, I look at the nude scenes, but I forget, some of these shows like that they're even still on. And Strike Back's in its 6th season. I know it was on Cinemax for a while, and then it got pulled from Cinemax, and now it's airing in Sky One, which is a UK channel. And it's about special ops, special forces guys. But the 6th season, 3rd episode last week, this Kelly Goff, who she was seducing Warren Brown. We get some nice looks at her breasts, and they have sex against a window. And then her brother comes in and interrupts. But she's an Irish actress making her first appearance at our website. But it's a show I don't talk about a ton, but it's, believe it or not, been around for 6 seasons and had a really nice nude scene last week. So we have that. And then I did want to mention, this is one that I thought was really cool. It's called Future Man, and this is a really funny story. So Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg have this new series on Hulu. And it stars Josh Hutcherson, who you might know from The Hunger Games. He plays Josh Future Man on the show, and he's a janitor by day and a gamer by night. And he is recruited by mysterious visitors to travel through time in order to prevent the extinction of humanity. Now,
what a task!
But anyway, but listen to this. This is freaky stuff. So any guy listening out there, you'll go nuts. So. Anyway, so the scene here in question, this Gwen Hollander, he goes back in time, so he's able to, travel through time. He goes back in time, and I think he's in the 80s.
I mean, this has to be the 80s with this wardrobe, hair, makeup.
It gets better. So this Gwen Hollander, who's kind of a newcomer, but he is licking boobs. He's talking to her, and he thinks she's someone else. But then he asks her name again, and she says the name, and it's his mother.
Oh fuck! Oh my god!
That's why he throws up at the end of the scene. Like, she's got a great topless scene, nice real breasts. He's sucking them. And
oh my god!
And it's really hot. And then he finds out it's his mom, and then
at least he's already, I know it's titties he's already sucked before through breastfeeding potentially. I mean, fuck, man. Could you imagine, Skin?
I cannot.
Sucking on your mom's titties in the 80s?
No. Andrew, my mom does listen to the podcast, so could you please mind your P's and Q's?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Skin. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God. Talk about an Oedipus complex. Yeah. So it would be the weirdest thing in the world. But anyway, I thought it was, obviously played for humor from Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. But because when I first saw this, I'm thinking,
oh my God,
why the fuck would the guy throw up if he's getting to lick those gorgeous boobs?
Yeah,
but that's
he's
why.
Totally sucking on these titties. She's writhing. I mean, she's having the time of her life. I mean, that's just, the word for it is mortified.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that is just horrible.
Yeah, this is funny.
Guy.
So anyway, the show's called Future Man. The whole season 1 was out on Hulu. Eliza Coupe also, you might know her from the ABC show Happy Endings. She was in her underwear in this. You could see her naked on the TV show Casual, but she had some good stuff. But really, it was a Gwen Hollander. It's the one I wanted to share. So we went through this last week. I've been dying to tell you about the mom. You're kind of doing like a Back to the Future thing. So
yes,
yeah. Anyway,
it actually kind of looks like a Marty McFly shirt.
Yeah, right. I know. It's all like there's a whole Back to the Future vibe to this thing. So
like it.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's that. And then last TV show I wanted to mention is a show called Longmire on Netflix, believe it or not, that I can't believe this is in its 6th season. We were talking about this at the content department this morning when I was going through all this stuff with our guys. And it's like, I didn't even know the show was still going on. It's in its 6th season. They released it. And do you know who this girl is? The best name for a Mr. Skin actress, Katee Sackhoff, who was on Battlestar Galactica. She played Starbuck on Battlestar Galactica, and
I think she sounds a little familiar, but I don't really know who she is.
Yeah, so they put the entire 6th season out on Netflix, and I'm pretty sure this is the last season. They put it out Friday last week, or a couple of days ago, and the only content we got for our website came in the 10th episode when Katee Sackhoff shares a sex scene with Robert Taylor, and she's wearing nipple patches, which bummed me out in the scene. But we did get some side boob and a very dark but brief look at her butt, but you can see it. But she was nude in that Riddick movie a couple years ago where she was topless, which was kind of cool because that was her nude debut. But you can see her briefly nude in the final season of Longmire on Netflix. But it's cool because I know there's a lot of sci-fi guys out there that are big Katee Sackhoff fans.
Cool.
Yeah. No. So, that's my TV stuff. I have a couple of.
That was good, man. Shameless or not, that was good.
Yeah. And we've talked about those damn nipple patches, but what are you going to do? I can't.
I know.
I don't know why girls would be topless but put nipple patches on. I don't understand it, but what are you going to do? So, I wanted to get to. There were two movies I wanted to get to.
Skin,
yes, I forgot about Wheel of Skin. This is the time of the show where CP the EP spins the Wheel of Skin and pulls up a random actress from our over 28,000 actresses at the website, nice. And then I kind of give the skinography. I, of course, am Pat Sackhoff. You are...
I'm Vadja White.
And this is a Merck and Griffin production. And so let's go. Spin the wheel, CP, and I'll riff on whoever you pull up. All right.
And we have Farrah Fawcett.
Oh, wow. Geez. I mean, layup. No, I mean, interesting things about Farrah Fawcett. Let me think of. One is, I think I looked... last I looked, I think this year, if she was alive, she'd have been 70 years old. Can you believe? Farrah, I'm sad she's no longer with us, but 70-year-old Farrah would have been weird. What would her hair look like, right?
Probably 70. The same.
Yeah, probably still look awesome. But she died about 7 or 8 years ago when she was 62 years old. Aww. And she's obviously best known as being... Jill Monroe on Charlie's Angels from 1976 to 1978. I can't express enough, Andrea, as a kid. I think I was in when this show debuted, I was in junior high. Every guy in the United States was watching Charlie's Angels. It was ridiculous how hot these babes were. She was like the Marilyn Monroe of the 70s, really. And
absolutely,
not only that, she's in the Mr. Skin Nip Hall of Fame. All Nips answer to Farrah Fawcett, and
100%.
They were popping out. We remember the famous movie or the famous poster she did with her nips, and being on Charlie's Angels. And there was even a thing, we talked about this in the greatest nip slips of all time about a month ago, but or I don't even know if that episode is aired. I don't know. I'm so I'm so overwhelmed by all the nudity. But anyway, in the first season of Charlie's Angels, the episode called Angels in Chains, she was wearing a denim shirt, and the girls are trudging through some woods or something, and you clearly could see a nip slip. Her nip pops out of her shirt. And when you were watching on television on ABC back then, it would have happened so fast. But when they finally put all those episodes out on DVD later on, and I had this website, it was like a gold mine that we found. It's one of my favorite nip slips of all time. But anyway, there's that. And then just for her nudity, a couple things I come to mind. Saturn III with Kirk Douglas from 1980, the scene at the 16-minute mark where she opens her towel. And this, think of this, Andrea. It's Michael Douglas's dad she was with in that scene. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I know. Kirk Douglas. He was an old guy getting some hot. This was after Charlie's Angels ended for her, and she was getting in the movies. And then she also did... people forget, but she was an unknown actress in Myra Breckinridge in 1970 with Raquel Welch, and there were a couple real brief moments where you could see her boobs, but it was she was unknown at the time, and it was really quick. So there was that. But then you have a movie she did in the 80s, which was kind of like a what do you call it, like a revenge movie called Extremities with James Russo, where this guy kind of rapes her, and then later she's able to kind of turn the tables on him, and she gets the girl revenge, which is pretty awesome. But she was topless in that. But I'll say this, because we got to move on. If you're a Farrah Fawcett fan, you got to somehow track down the 1997, this is when she turned 50, the 1997 Playboy video, and you can still find it, called All of Me, where Farrah Fawcett, who at 50, by the way, still looked incredible, got completely naked. And it's not like a movie scene where you only see something for 3 seconds like in Saturn III. It's a whole video of just Farrah modeling
prancing
or walking,
around.
prancing around, and she is completely nude, and it is must see. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's called Farrah Fawcett, All of Me, her 50th birthday video, which is a collector's item in my opinion. But
I mean, shouldn't she the one be receiving gifts on her birthday? That is like a gift to the world.
Yeah, no, you got it. You got it. Yeah,
that's amazing.
She's amazing. But yeah, that's a great Wheel of Skin called Farrah Fawcett, and one of my favorites, and the number one girl in the Mr. Skin Niptastic Hall of Fame, no question about it. So
my question about Farrah is, how was she always able to maintain those rock hard nips?
Yeah,
it's
they're unbelievable.
Always rock hard.
Yeah. I don't know, Andrew. Why do some girls have rock hard nips and others don't? You the one that has to answer that question?
I mean, I don't know. I have a hard time getting my nipples hard. That's why I think I'm asking. I have to
What would make a nip hard for you? Like, what's like in daily life? Obviously, sex
getting
is different.
The chills.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, really?
And that can be in sex or in just in the weather or whatever. But getting cold, getting scared.
Oh, really?
I think it's kind of like the same hormone response in the body where it's like, I don't know. But being cold or, being physically manipulated where, they're twisted or licked on or chewed on or whatever, of course, that's going to spike them up. But hers are always hard. And I'm just like, I wish I could maintain hard nips.
Yeah, it is. It's incredible. But yeah, Farrah Fawcett, the all nip team, great Wheel of Skin call from CP. So
absolutely.
So anyway, getting back to the normal show, I have a couple of movies I wanted to mention. One is, this is interesting, and I want to get your thoughts on this. So,
sure.
There's a movie that came out last week on Blu-ray called, I think it was last week, Palm Swings. It came out within the last week or two.
Little play on Palm Springs?
Yeah, so as you can guess, it's about Palm Swings takes place in Palm Springs, where swinging is on the menu. And Sugarland Beard and Jackson Davis are a husband and wife who move into this Palm Springs neighborhood, and they find out that a lot of their neighbors are swingers. Now, first and foremost, I should mention Sugarland Beard had an incredible nude scene in Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates, and this movie's loaded with nudity. But before I get into the nudity, here's the thing, and I say this to my friends all the time, like, if you're a guy that lives in the suburbs, like I do, I live in a suburb of Chicago, before you get to the suburb, or while you're there, especially in the first year or two you move to a suburb, you always hear rumors about swinging, like there's swingers in the town, or did you hear about it? But no one ever, like, actually swings, or like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the old key parties, in the 70s and all that.
Yeah.
But my point is, I've heard it in different suburbs from different friends, and I always ask them, there's always rumors of swinging, but no one actually really, I mean, I know they do in porn videos and stuff because I've seen it, but as far as like in our daily lives, like, do you know people in your neighborhood, Andrea, that swing?
Actually, I do know.
Oh, wait, I asked the wrong person.
But I don't necessarily live in a suburb either.
I know.
I live downtown and whatever.
No, I know.
But I do know some people.
Okay. All right. So you totally blew my whole theory. But I'm saying I know. As I was saying, I'm like, am I asking Andrea if she knows people who swing? I'm talking about when you hear rumors of swinging, they never come to fruition. Let's put it that way. That's all I'm
I think
say.
when there's any sexy rumor in any neighborhood, it's never really true. Or it's like, oh, there's a whole bunch of like hot single lesbians that live in that apartment over there. It's like, no, they fucking don't. Or you find out people are swingers and they actually end up like not being the type of people you want to swing with. So
that's a whole other story. But anyway, this movie is about suburban or swinging, and boy, was there some good nude scenes. And that first girl, this Diane Farr, she has a full frontal dream sequence, and she is she was one of the neighbors. And here's what's interesting, because I did a radio show and these guys got really excited about this nude scene because they were big fans of Rescue Me, the Dennis Leary FX show from a few years back. And Diane Farr played Laura for like many episodes on Rescue Me, and wow, that doesn't get much better than that. I say no merkin. I say all natural.
That's not a merkin. Yeah.
No.
I think she was in the show Numbers too, if I'm not mistaken. I only know this because I'm friends with her brother.
You know her? Jesus, Andrea.
I feel a little pervy because I'm like, oh my God, I've been to your house.
You're awesome. Yeah, she's also from Numbers. Yeah, that's so funny that I do. Not only do you debunk my swinger thing, then the girl, you know her personally, you've been to her house. Like,
you know what? You know why I have like this affinity for Diane Farr? You know, my husband is Korean and so is hers.
Oh,
and
cool.
There's not too many Caucasians you meet with Korean husbands. Usually it's the other way around. It's guys with an Asian wife, right?
Right, 100%.
So we kind of connected over that. And the fact that we both don't wear merkins. When we have a bush, it's real.
Yeah, well, I got to say, I really love this. One of my best.
She looks good. When I see her next, I'm going to let her know. She looks good.
Yeah, I really love that nude scene.
She's beautiful.
So, yeah,
she's
she really
really
is
a pretty woman. Yeah.
And then this other girl, Madison McKinley, had a great topless scene. She was, I remember her from that Will Arnett show, Flaked. She had a great nude scene. But so
big boobies.
Big boobies on Madison McKinley. They're Mount McKinley's. But this Palm Swings, good new movie, one of the best. And there were some other things too, but I'm just showing you some of my highlights. Some really good nudity, and it's about swinging. So that came out, and then. Last but not least, I'm going to completely blow your mind here, Andrea. So there's this Mexican sci-fi drama that we found here at the Mr. Skin office. It was sent to us by a studio. So I'm at home on a Sunday, and I get one of my guys hit me up on chat, on our inner office chat on a Sunday yesterday, and they're like, "Oh, dude, you're not going to believe the scene we just got," because it hadn't been up at the site. It's up at the website now. And it is, first I should say, this is a Mexican sci-fi drama.
Okay.
And you don't know any of you don't know the director, you don't know any of the actresses, but it follows a couple in a dysfunctional marriage who find a strange creature brought to Earth on a meteorite. And the creature brings both pleasure and pain, and changes the couple's life. Well, let me tell you, this is like one of the weirdest scenes I've ever seen, but I'll get into it in a second. But basically, this Ruth Ramos has sex with the alien monster. It's a tentacle. The best way I could describe it is like an alien meets octopus.
Yeah.
And it is like going to town. She is completely nude. It's entering her like multiple places at once, mouth, vag. I don't know where else the tentacles are, but it's very realistic looking. Very realistic looking. Is this not the creepiest, wildest nude scene you've seen in a while?
I mean, it is exactly. It has these, octopus-like tentacles that are wrapped around her body, and this big one in the middle that's definitely given her would it be the T for tentacles?
I don't
giving her
know,
the D?
man.
I don't even know. But it's great because you can kind of get a different POV kind of shot from the top where we see her like pubes with the tentacle entering, and we can kind of just guess where else it's going.
Oh my God. And there's one where, he's not showing it here, but there's one where she leans back and one of the tentacles. Could you see it where it enters her mouth? Where she's blowing.
No, I'm not seeing that one.
She's blowing one of the tentacles. It's unbelievable. But here's the thing: what they did on the Blu-ray is a behind the scenes of how they filmed this scene.
Oh, I gotta know.
Oh, it's really cool. And we have the pics and clips at MrSkin.com if you want to check it out.
Perfect.
But it's the movie's called The Untamed. But they show her, she's like on this little table, and there's like camera people all around her. There's a girl with a camera underneath. They have this like it's a combination of, they had an actual fake, tentacle alien monster, but then they also worked some CGI into the thing too. But when you see it from the behind the scenes footage, it's not as like obviously as creepy and weird, but without seeing it, it's like, it's one of the most weird nude scenes I've ever seen, because it really looks like it's
trippy, man.
Yeah, it really is weird. Like if you smoked weed and did that scene, forget about it, Yeah. Oh, good. CP just put up.
I'm looking at it. This is nuts.
Yeah, you see they had a whole like little stage that she's floating on this like little chair. Yeah, but when you watch this is going to win an Anatomy Award. I haven't decided what, but best sex with a tentacled monster. I don't know what it'll be.
Yeah,
it'll
interdimensional being.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, definitely one of the weirdest things. And people ask us, like, how do you find this stuff? Well, a lot of studios send us this, and whoever the rep is for this Mexican movie sent us this. And look, they sent us this, and we're talking about it all over the website. I'm talking about it on the podcast. So really wild. But yeah, so Andrea, definitely the weirdest nude scene of 2017, but I wanted to share it. Now, there were other girls. There were some other girls. This Simone Buccio just did this gorgeous full frontal scene sitting. This is another thing. I've always liked, you mentioned your thigh high boots. So I like the thigh high stockings and stuff.
So do I, man.
How about this for and now I'm thinking of this for a playlist. The sitting full frontal.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? Where you're
absolutely,
you're not standing, you're sitting, and it's a kind of a lovely angle. And so she's just sitting up against a little tree with leggings and nothing else. And I'm going to go with that would be a fun playlist. Sitting full frontal scenes, and Simone Buccio would definitely be in it. We'll call it Sits and Ass.
Yes, I love it. And you're right. There's something about those thigh highs, those over the knee stockings that are so hot. I'm a big fan, both in what I view and in my personal life. I think there's just nothing sexier than thigh highs. Yeah.
So anyway, the movie's called The Untamed, Best Sex with a Monster, and the best sits and ass scene of 2017. So yeah, some good stuff. So Andrea, another great week. We have Thanksgiving, and then next Monday, I'm betting I'll have some Shameless to talk about, but we'll have a lot of good holiday nudes to talk about next Monday. I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? This episode really was shocking to me in so many ways. That last movie we just discussed with Ruth Ramos,
The Untamed, Ruth Ramos.
I'm like, I definitely do not want the tea. Like, that was nasty. But my mind was blown by a John being blown by Louisa Krauss in The Girlfriend Experience. I mean, fake dick or not, that was crazy for TV, that BJ scene we saw.
Yep, I'm loving
Super
it.
nuts.
Pushing the envelope on cable television.
And it's like time travelers, like anyone's going to actually be able to travel in time.
And then licking your mom's boobies in the 80s. Whoa.
So gross. Just like, Future Man. Oh, okay. This was just a weird episode, but super, super hot.
Yeah.
But we were all over the place. So episode 72, it was incredible. You nailed it again, Skin, like you always do. And we even got the Farrah Fawcett nip. Oh, it was like perfectly complete.
Yeah, well, thanks, Andrea. Now, you have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll talk next week.
Right back at you. See you next week.
Take care.
This concludes another scintillating episode of the Mr. Skin Podcast. Subscribe to the Mr. Skin Podcast in iTunes and never miss a show. Thanks for listening.